Welcome to the shit show. Everybody's been asking me where I've been, why no videos, and what's been going on. So we got a lot to cover. Here we go. So it has been a crazy leaf cleanup season. If anything could go wrong, it has gone wrong. I'm going to cover a lot in this video, and I'm going to throw some pictures in here. I'm not really sure if I have any video. I don't think I do, but I'm going to throw pictures in here, and I'm just going to cover a bunch of different stuff. So definitely stay till the end. Don't bail out of this video. Any questions you guys may have had, there's been tons and tons of you trying to contact me, instant messages, emails, direct messages, text messages, asking me where we have been, what's been going on, if we're still alive. We are in fact still alive, and it's been a whirlwind of, you just couldn't even imagine. So I'm going to cover everything. I'm going to update you on a few other things that you guys have been asking questions about, a couple things that we have decided that we're going to try that in the past we said we would never try. So stick around and let's get to this. So let's start off with the Windstorm. We have, let's see how many hours we have on this sucker. We are up to 32.3 hours on this thing. Now, that being said, would I buy this again? Probably. I'm not going to say definitely, but we'll go with probably. I love a lot of things about this Windstorm. I love the joysticks up top. You have the two main joysticks right there. This one here, left or right, controls your blower tube right here. It makes it rotate, and you just move the lever, and wherever you let go of the lever, that's where it stops. You can direct it anywhere you want. This one over here, you tap it once to the left, and it'll turn completely around to the left 180 degrees. You tap it to the right, it comes back to where it is right now. It does have this control here. You push it down forward, and it makes the tube go down and blow directly at the ground. You pull it up, and it blows higher. Once you move leaves so far, we've gotten them to the point where they're 4 or 5 foot tall and they're just super thick, and blowing at the ground only moves them a couple feet. You raise this up like it is right now, and it pretty much takes the top off and then clears the bottom right behind it, and it'll start moving them another 10, 15 foot at a time, even that thick. So that's definitely a great feature. One of the downfalls of that feature is this right here. There's that prong that sticks out. The cable goes around that prong, and there was an E-clip on there from the factory. That fell off instantly. All the ones I looked at GIE didn't even have them on it. They'd all fallen off already. I did have a type of pin over top. That popped off a few times. So what I've reverted to is I have a zip tie wrapped around it. And in the 32 hours I have on there, I've gone through 2 of these. So that seems to hold it on there, but that's definitely something that needs addressed. The only issue I have with this is when you are blowing directly at the ground, and you want to raise it up, and you pull the lever up so that the end of the tube comes up. As you're going, it'll slowly drift back down. It doesn't stay up. So Billy and I were talking the other day, we're going to get like a small bungee or something that when we have it up, we can hook on there, and then maybe hook around here to hold it up, because while you're going, you have to hold this back, because like I said, it'll start to go down, and it's just because of the pressure going under it. They have all these little electric motors, which are the same thing that's on the power chute. They should have put one of those on there somehow. And then that way, when it's up, it would stay up, and there's no way it could come back down. The cable setup is just not a good idea. So my main issue with this is horrible traction. It slides all over. It doesn't get any grip, nothing. Everyone says because it's so front heavy. The fact of the matter is, this whole turbine up here that looks massive is super thin metal, and all this is all plastic. This front end is insanely light. You touch some controls just a hair bit too hard and the front end pops right up every time. Sometimes the front end just starts jumping and you have to just let go and step right off it, because if you try to hold on, it'll just get worse and worse and it bucks like crazy and the thing will come almost straight up on end. It's just ridiculous. Definitely need some sort of weight kit up here. I've come up with a few ideas already. You have the same open spot here on both sides that could have weights up here that would definitely help. But what we did is I have Tweels back here. I took the tires off of this and I put them on the V-Ride 2, which has definitely helped the V-Ride 2 out because that had traction issues too. Not nearly as bad, but every once in a while. So the wider tires on there versus the thin tires that came stock on there have definitely helped this machine out. In the spring, this will get those Tweels. But for right now, these Tweels have definitely helped traction issue on this machine. So it still slides a little bit, still has an issue, but it's definitely way better than running those tires on it. So that's where we're at as far as the Windstorm. The Tweels we will cover in a few minutes. And we move on to the walker. So, of course, this has been my main #1 bagging machine. This thing, year after year, just does phenomenal, and I wouldn't want to bag. If I have my choice, there's no mower in the world I would want to bag with more than this machine. So, I was mowing with it the other day by myself, and we'll get into that. And I had just finished like my 6th or 7th lawn of the day. I'll clean up, and I just got done dumping the hopper. I was pulling back up toward the trailer, and the thing just jackknifed. I believe, I'm not 100% positive, but I'm pretty sure I either lost a hydro unit or the wheel motor on this side. Okay, here's the deal. This happened today. Forward control lever, forward, that wheel's spinning, that one's not. This lever, pull back, wheel goes back. This one, pull back, the wheel doesn't go. But if I keep bumping it, every once in a while it'll move an inch or two. It just, when you start it up and you press forward, it tries to go off to the left. When you pull the controls back, it turns the one way. Only that one over there is working. When you pull back on this lever here, it kind of edges, it bumps a little bit at a time. It won't go. So it's still moving there, but not completely. So I haven't really had time to look into that too much. And I've been kind of going back and forth with Ken from KLC. He is the only one that I know of that knows more about walker mowers than I do when it comes to all the hydro units and the drive motors and stuff. He's definitely smarter than I am in that aspect. And I know you're watching this, Ken, and I will never repeat that again. So if you need to hear it again, you got to go back and watch this video. So, that being said, my only other bagging mower is the V-Ride 2 with the full bagging system that is hanging up over here. Okay, now the bagging system for the V-Ride 2 that's hanging up over here, this main baffle right here goes in the front half of the deck on the V-Ride 2 when you have the bagging system on. This mower, as if you guys go back in any of my videos from last year, you will see me bagging with the V-Ride 2 and Billy bagging with the V-Ride 2. That thing did awesome. Still has some blowout in the front of the deck. Every mower does, unless it's a walker when you're bagging leaves. But the thing just did awesome. It did a really good job, and I used it a lot last year, as did Billy. So for the first week and a half of bagging with that machine this year, it did really well. And then all of a sudden it stopped bagging. It would still bag and fill up the baggers, but right underneath the turbine that hangs off the side, it was blowing straight out there and leaving a line right down next to the pass that you were making. So I looked under there and I saw that somehow, somewhere, Connor had hit something with that mower and he bent that baffle I just showed you. So I took the baffle off, I put it in the vise, I bent everything back, I got it all lined up to where I thought it was exact, and I still believe it is. and I put it back on the machine. It lined up perfect. It sat flush to everything it should. The bolt holes lined up, bolted it back in, and still the same thing. Blowing stuff right out underneath the blower. I went back through my videos that I've made in the past of readjusting a whole long front baffle for Skag decks and made sure I have it right where I had it last year, and I did. The baffle was correct. I've tried gator mulching blades. I've tried stock medium lift blades. I've tried high lift blades. I've tried everything, and I can't get it to stop doing it. I have no idea what he did to that mower or what happened. You know, I can't really say what he did because I don't know that he did it. However, he was the only one running that mower, and now all of a sudden it won't bag. So I've checked everything that I know of. I can't figure it out. I have no idea why it won't bag. So that mower's out as far as bagging goes. The only good thing is that 90% of everything we're doing this year, we're really not bagging anything. We're clearing almost every property with the Windstorm, and anything that's left, we're running over it with the V-Ride 2 or the V-Ride 1 with gator blades on it and literally mulching everything that's left. It has been phenomenal this year to not bag all these leaves, even on big properties with tons of leaves. If we have to go over it 2-3 times, these Skags are just literally making everything disappear. They're working great. That brings me to the V-Ride 1. So the V-Ride 1, you see that there are Tweels on this mower. I've been having an issue where the tire on this side kept going flat. I'd fill it up with air on Monday morning. It's usually good for the week. Parked the machine on Friday, come in Monday morning, the tire's flat again. So this now has Tweels on it. As you guys know, this year I've had endless tire issues with all of my mowers, plugs after plugs, new tires, just insane tire issues. So anyway, this has Tweels on it. And since the V-Ride 2 hasn't been bagging anything, we've been taking the walker, and I took the power chute off this deck, and I've been running my 6.2 jumbo accelerator off the side of this when I do have to bag stuff. So walker went down the other day, and I was left with the Windstorm, the V-Ride 2, and the V-Ride 1. Billy and I were out mowing yesterday and doing cleanups, and I was mowing along, and all of a sudden the tire on this side literally snapped the shaft that comes out of the drive motor and come right off the machine, and it threw me right off the machine right next to a sidewalk, and I barrel rolled across the sidewalk. So I had to call a friend with a tractor to come with forks, good thing he wasn't that far away, and lift up the back end of the machine, and so it rolled on the casters to roll it up the ramp so that I can get it back here to the shop. And then last night, Billy and I fixed it. Now, if you guys remember, when I got that machine, the right, which is the same side that just broke, the right-hand side wheel motor was grinding like crazy. There was major issues with it. So I ordered 2 brand new wheel motors at $800 a pop, and Max and I replaced both of them. It's been fine ever since. And I kept the 2 that I took off the machine. But like an idiot, I didn't label which one was the good one. So when we got back here yesterday, I grabbed one of them. Billy disassembled the whole back end of the mower. He pulled the wheel motor off it. He got everything taken apart. I grabbed one of the old ones, and him and I put one of the old ones back on it, drove it around the shop, and it seems to be fine. So what's my employee issue? Well, it's Connor. I'm not going to sit here and talk crap about him. I love the kid to death. He's family. He's a good kid. He's a 19-year-old kid that has serious priority issues. And he no-called, no-showed me more than once. And this is my busiest season of the year. And with everything that I've invested in that kid, from taking him to Kentucky to GIE to rides to work, to using my gym membership, to the new jacket I bought him, to, lunch every day, and just everything. And for him to stiff me like that more than once during my busiest season of the year, I just couldn't do it anymore. So I'm down, as of Monday, I was down the home stretch. I had 43 cleanups left to do. And it's not like I haven't done them all before by myself. So I said, screw it. And I told him he's done with me. And I just went out and I worked all day Monday and Tuesday, cracked them out by myself. Even with the mishaps I've had and the issues I've had. Then yesterday, Billy was off school. So he come out and helped me. Now, today is Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. And then tomorrow is Friday. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I have Max and I have Billy to help me. So what I'm going to do is knock out my biggest ones that I have left. And then next week, everything else I should be able to wrap up by myself. And I should be done before the end of next week with the rest of my cleanups. We should be able to knock everything out and get everything finished up. But it has been a crazy season. This leaf season has just been absolutely ridiculous. From machines breaking down to machines not bagging the way they're supposed to be bagging to just everything all together. It has created a ton of winter projects for me this year, which, you know, it is what it is. If it's not snowing, I have nothing else to do anyway, and I have this great shop, which I do have heat in here now. That's another thing that's a good thing, a positive thing that has happened. I got the whole radiant heat bar system up and running, and it's gone through by a buddy of mine that does that for a living. And then I had a propane tank set out back, and they came in and pressure tested everything. So it's nice. I've been keeping the heat set at 50 degrees, and you can work in here nice with a sweatshirt. Any higher than that, I've turned it up to 54 one day, and we were literally sweating in here. It was ridiculous. So it's really nice to have heat in here this year, which I didn't have last year. But I have a lot of projects to do this winter and a lot of mowers that need attention. We just ran them hard all year, 106 weekly accounts all year. It's been crazy. So a lot of work, a lot of wear and tear these machines have taken this year. So, you know, it's going to be, I'm just going to tackle one machine at a time, the easiest ones first, and I'm going to get them all done and prep for next season. But, you know, this is what happens. This is part of being in business, and you guys know me. I don't know how to lose. I don't know how to quit. So it's not going to slow me down. I just, you know, swap out with another machine and keep going. That's why, you know, some of you guys have commented just being douchebags, to be honest with you, have commented in the past. So, you know, is one guy or just two guys? Why does he have 8 mowers? Blah, blah, blah. This is why I have 8 mowers. None of these breakdowns have stopped me from continuing my work. I simply come back to the shop, I dump off a mower, I grab another one, and I go. And I'm back at it, back taking care of my customers, back knocking it out, back making money. So that's why. That's why I have so many machines, because I've learned over the years that breakdowns will happen and things will go wrong. And if you aren't prepared for that, you're only screwing yourself, and you're not going to take care of your customers. And then guys like me are going to come along and take your customers from you. And that's pretty much what it comes down to. So that's why I have so many machines, and that's why I will always have so many machines. That, and I have a mower addiction, but we all already knew that. But this is why. This is why I have the machines I have. So having that windstorm this year has definitely been a blessing, and I'm glad to have it. And I think I've pretty much covered everything. Oh, the Tweels. Let's cover the Tweels. So I always told you guys in the past I will never buy Tweels, and the reason I will not buy them is because they are insanely expensive. Like the 2 biggest ones that I have right now are the 2 that are on the Windstorm. Those things are like $689 a piece, okay? And the 2 smaller ones that are on the V-Ride are like $400 a piece. But Will Rice from Will's Lawn Service had both of those on his V-Ride 2 and his V-Ride 1. Turns out he didn't like them. So I paid for the shipping, and he shipped them to me, which turned out to be a nightmare. They delivered one big one and one small one, and we had to open up a case with an investigator through FedEx, and it took a week and a half, almost 2 weeks, and I finally got the other 2. But anyway, so he shipped them to me, and I have them on a trial run. If I like them, then him and I will work out a price, and I'll buy them off him. As of right now, I'm a big fan of them. So we'll see what happens, but I'm going to run them for a little bit in the spring when I'm really full-on mowing with them, and then make a decision at that point. So, you know, love that kid to death. God bless him for giving me this opportunity to try these out before I spend all the money to buy them. That's a true friend. It's really cool of him to do that for me. But that's why I have Tweels. Many of you guys have asked, they said, what in the heck? You swore you'd never buy them, and I did, because it's a money issue, man. It's a lot of money for tires. But I don't know. They may just be worth it. So I'm not going to give my full review on them now. I'll wait till spring when when I really do a lot of mowing and put some hours on them, and we'll see if it turns out that they're worth their money or not. So that's the Tweels, and that's why I have Tweels. But I think that about covers everything. I wanted to get this video out here. I will try like hell to film some stuff tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, or whatever. I do end up working this weekend with Max and Billy, get them on film. And but that's why I haven't put out any videos, guys. It's just been endless crazy on me. So have a great Thanksgiving. I hope you guys take some time off and spend it with your family. Lord knows I never take a day off, ever. If I don't have to, and even I'm taking today off. I went to breakfast with Spencer this morning and got my turkey in my smoker, and I came here to shop to do a couple things real quick, and I'm running back home and spend the day with my family. So God bless you guys. I love you guys. Thank you so much for all the support you give me year after year and video after video. I greatly appreciate it. It means the world to us, and we'll keep on doing them. But till the next one, happy Thanksgiving.